الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الحمد لله الذي خلق الأرض والسماوات وجعل فيهما نورا وظلمات وفضل بعض الشهور على بعض بالدرجات فسبحان من فضل شهر شعبان بليلة البراءات ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ولا نظير له ولا مثيل له شهادة موصلة إلى درجات العاليات ونشهد أن سيدنا وسندنا ومولانا محمدا عبده وحبيبه ورسوله أرسله الله تعالى رحمة للعالمين أفضل الموجودات وأكمل المخلوقات صلى الله تعالى عليه وآله وأصحابه وأزواجه ذريته الكرام وأتباعه وخلفاء راشدين مرشدين مهديين من بعده ووزرائه الكاملين في أهله خصوصا منهم الأئمة خلفاء رسول الله وتحقيق أمراء المؤمنين حضرة أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي ذوي القدر الجليل ولباقية الصحابة والتابعين رضوان الله تعالى عليهم أجمعين. أيها المؤمنون الحاضرون اتقوا الله تعالى وأطيعون إن الله مع الذين اتقوا والذين هم محسنون. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتاب المنزل النبي المرسل وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون ما أريد منهم من رزق وما أريد أن يطعمون إن الله هو الرزاق ذو قوة متين. صدق الله تعالى ربنا الكريم. أيها المؤمنون الحاضرون السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. جمعة مبارك، نصف شعبان مبارك، ليلة البراء مبارك. Shaykh Abdul Haqq, Allah bless him, we put for today. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. يعلم أن ليلة نصف شعبان ليلة البراء فيها يفرق كل أمر حكيم من أمور المخلوقات. فيها يكتب الحسنات في أحياء إلى الأموات ويغفر الذنوب جميع أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم من المؤمنين والمؤمنات كما قال عليه أفضل الصلوات وأكمل التحيات ما من ليلة القدر أفضل ليلة من نصف شعبان. صدق رسول الله الذي هو سيد الكائنات صلى الله عليه وسلم. It's enough to come here on Friday and say Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, to say La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa la nadhira lahu wa la mathila lahu, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu yuhyi wa yumiitu wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Sayyidina Muhammad abduhu wa habibuhu wa rasuluhu sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It's an honor for us. I was looking at some hadith that Shaykh Al-Akbar, Shaykh Muhyiddin Ibn Arabi collected. Every alim tries to put a book of 40 hadiths they collected. There's reward for that. He finished his 40 hadiths with the not, they're chains. And then he put another 40 hadith Qudsi, without chains, without isnad. And I looked at it. Each one is like an ocean. Each one has an effect. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It has something powerful in it. I thought there were two. He said, Subhanahu wa ta'ala, Hadith Qudsi, Allah's words, came on the tongue of Prophet, but it's not Quran, it's Hadith Qudsi. He said, if my servant devotes himself to worshipping me, I give him his rizq without working. Easy for him. If he devotes himself toward his rizq, I make him to work for it. Well, Shaykh Nazim used to say that on Laylatul Isra and Miraj, when Prophet ﷺ was called to the Divine Presence, everything was ordered that we have now in Sharia. And it was ordered 5 prayers a day, 5 times Salat, which we have now. But originally it was ordered 50 times. Khamsamiyah? That's 5. 50. Khamseen, Mara. 50 times a day. And no one knows what kind of prayers those are. Now we have a system for praying Fajr with 2 rakats Sunnah, and Zohar with the Sunnahs, and Asr with its Sunnah, Maghrib with its Sunnah, Awabin, all different, Isha, Witr. Who knows what kind of Sunnahs, what kind of Nafil, what kind of 50 times. What kind of wudu has to be. Might be ghusl, 100 rakats Sunnah, who knows. His whole day is going to be praying only. The Prophet said, yes, I accept. You know the story. He was coming back. His mirage was one side ascending and one side descending towards the people to bring them lights that he took from the Divine Presence. He met Sayyidina Musa, alayhi salam, in his station, in his paradise. He said, Musa said to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how many times salat did your Lord order for your nation? And the Prophet said, 50 times. Sayyidina Musa said, oh Rasulullah, oh Muhammad, I have experience with my nation. They're not going to be able to carry it. Go back and ask your Lord to make it less. And back and forth, back and forth. How many? This many, don't make it less. How many? This many, don't make it. Until it came to 5. What we have now, and the Prophet said, I'm ashamed to ask any less. Well, the Shaykh said, if we had kept the original 50, nothing but worship, 24 hours, we're busy with worshiping. He said, the food comes cooked. Angels will bring our rizq, no need to work. But because it's 5 times a day, since that time we have to work. Sayyidina Adam started to work, plowing, doing whatever he was doing. That was one. And the second one is a hadith about the divine love and obedience. They asked to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this hadith Qudsi, I forgot who asked, the Prophet asked, or Jibreel Gabriel asked. They asked, "Oh my Lord, Sayyidina Adam, you took so much care in creating him." He said 40 of Allah's years he was receiving the tarbiyah before he was given his before his soul was blown into him. Prepared carefully and with Allah's intense care, and you loved him, and he made only one mistake, and you threw him. How? And the answer came back, divinely answered. Do you not know how difficult disobedience is for the beloved? If the Lord is the beloved, if we disobey, it's so heavy on him. He loved us and we disobeyed. We never thought it was going to be heavy. You can't harm Allah Almighty, but these hadiths, you can't think them out. How can this be? How can this be? You can't use your logic to beat on a hadith. You take what's meant by it and leave it at that. Some Sahaba, they used to say, when they were asked the meanings of some of the hadiths, they used to say it means what Prophet intended. We don't like to smear it with meanings from our own selves that we might put on it. Take it like that. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. How hard it is on the beloved for the lover to disobey. That's struck like a needle or like an arrow. It's coming to be the Laylatul Barat, the night of immunity. How do you translate Barat? Barat. Immunity. Forgiveness and safety from sins and a bad end and a bad decree. Asking refuge to Allah from a sudden evil, sudden bad turn of events. أسألك من فجاءة خير. I'm asking Allah to give me sudden good fortune, coming seemingly without reason that we can see. It's the night of asking forgiveness. In that night, so many sins are forgiven. It's the night of decree. Yukhriqu kulla amrin hakim. Every affair of wisdom, Farak is singled out and shown out, made clear for those who can see. And Allah grant us to be from those who can see. That we're like that. We hope one day the locks will fall from our hearts and we can see really and truly. It's not the eyes in your head that's blind, it's the eyes in your heart. Says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Holy Quran. And it's made known that night, the decree for the new year. It's the new year in heavens. Muharram, the earthly new year, or January for Roman New Year, or once the Chinese New Year. This is the heavenly New Year, spiritual New Year, Laylatul Barat. And who is going to live, who is going to die is shown in a decree. And it's customary to pray that night. And Allah make us to have long life with faith to see another Laylatul Barat, many more, inshallah. Long life with faith, with iman, and grant us our rizq, halal and ta'iba, wasiyah, expand it, make it easy for us, and send Mahdi alayhi salam to the ummah, save us from evil and devils, save us from calamities and disasters and floods and earthquakes and volcanoes and wars and civil wars and tyrants and every kind of misfortune, and make us to be those lucky servants that were in need only to Him. We're in need only to Him. There's a nice dua in Hizbul Azam. If any of you can get that book, Hizbul Azam, I think you can find it online, you can order it. They sell it I think they sell from England, 2-3 pounds. It's a thin book. Du'as for every day of the week. Du'as of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of them on Friday after Sa'a Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, may Allah make our rizq halal wa tayyib wa wasiyah, grant us our rizq, and make us to be in need only to Him, so that we never come in front of another creature with the translator put craving, with a craving face. You see so many people on the street begging. Make us not to come to another person begging. Make us to keep our honor to be only for Allah. Such things to ask that night. After Maghrib we read 3 times Surah Yasin, and there's dua, and each one is for one of those categories. Long life with faith, safety from calamities, rizq, not to need anyone but Him, like that. If you can sit with your family after Maghrib on Saturday, tomorrow night, inshallah. Some are celebrating on Sunday night. Some tonight also. In Morocco is tonight. Sit with your family, or we're going to gather in the mosque, inshallah. Our intention, if Allah give us long life, to meet on Saturday night, inshallah. And make Khatmul Khajagan, make zikr, pray Isha, make Salatul Tasbih, and then Salatul Khair. The Shaykh used to pray 2 rakahs up till 100 rakahs. With Fatiha and 10 times Qul Huwallahu Ahad in every rakah, comes to 1,000 ikhlas. If it's too difficult to pray like that, pray 2 rakahs even, and recite 1,000 times Qul Huwallahu Ahad. Try to keep awake a little bit that night. As the moon passes, it's the night of the full moon. Ask to Allah His mercy and forgiveness and provision. And it's sunnah, if you can fast the day after, if we're doing Saturday night, to fast on Sunday, or if you're doing tonight, to fast tomorrow, or if you're doing Sunday, to fast on Monday. The day after is important. Funny story, when I was young and full of power, I was fasting all Rajab and Shaban up to Laylatul Barat and bragging about it to everyone. I'm not fasting unless someone knows I'm fasting. That's the tasteful part. One person is in Sijda, relatives are praising him. He prays Fajr with the wudu of Isha. He goes every year for Hajj or Umrah. He gave half his money in Sadaqah and charity. And they finished. He's in Sijda the whole time. He turned around in Sijda and said, "You forgot to say that I'm fasting." unless someone knows about it, it's not, we don't take the taste of it. I did so much zikr last night. Oh, like the child who falls down, he hurts himself, but he doesn't say anything. When he sees his mother, then he starts crying, even 5 minutes later. So we were fasting, and in those days, it was before Shaykh Hashem came here, we used to call Maulana Shaykh and bother him in Cyprus. We called him when he came out from the mosque, went to the place he was staying. Congratulations, Sayyidi, for Laylatul Barat. The old landline, you couldn't hear anything. Congratulations. Masha, we're fasting, Sayyidi. I fasted all Rajab up to now. I was so happy. I was going to pray my 100 rakahs and then eat, thinking what I'm going to eat the next day. And he said, one more day. Now I'm stuck. 40, 50 days by my own command, and everybody knows about it. That was easy. One day by order, it was so hard, but that day is important. The day after Barat is what I'm trying to get to. May Allah grant us to fast that day, inshallah, we hope, we intend. Allah make it possible. Hope now. Power is not there anymore. May Allah grant us. Up to the end, power, do everything. It's a night for worshiping. These few days now is the key high point of Shaban, Muazzam. Keep it with worshiping and praying and fasting and Holy Quran and whatever you can do to make Allah happy with you. May Allah bless everyone, cleans away difficulties and sins and mistakes and grants blessings and high maqam to everyone. Insha'Allah. Ala asana al-kalam wa balagna al-nizam. كلام الله مليك العزيز الألام كما قال الله تبارك وتعالى في الكلام وإذا قرئ القرآن فاستمعوا له وأنصتوا لعلكم ترحمون أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحسنات يذهبن السيئات. Goodness erases sins. الحمد لله من كاملين والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى وصحبه أجمعين تعظيما لنبي وتقريما لفقامة شان الشفيع. وقال عز وجل من قائلا مخبرا وآمرا إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد سما شهر شعبان أوحى البرات مخر العربي والأجم مولانا والمولى العالمين مختارمين سيدنا بالقاسم محمد يا أيها المشتاقون لنور جماله ترجوه شفاعة صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وبارك اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا مولانا محمد سيد الأولين والآخرين. توب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم إنك على كل شيء قدير وإجابة جدير. اللهم اهدنا من فضلك فيما هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت فإنك تقضي ولا يقضى عليك وإنه لا يذل من وليت ولا يعز من لديك تبارك ربنا وتعالى فلك الحمد لما قضيت نستغفرك اللهم ونتوب إليك. صلى الله على النبي وآله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم اغفر لي ولوالدي، اللهم اغفر لي والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم